He is. He is.
I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times.
Like Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he needs to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch.
Gervonta Davis faced off with Lamont Roach in a tight stare down. Tank proudly claimed Roach doesn't hit hard, showing he knows his opponent well from their previous fight. This time, Davis looked more passionate and focused, signaling he's ready to prove himself and take control in the rematch.
Ready, man. I'm happy to be at this point. I feel as though the talking is over. It's time is now, so I'm ready. We've been working hard in this camp.
The planned rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach carries high stakes. Emotionally and competitively, Davis felt that the previous bout's result, a draw, was unjust and thought he deserved the win. This feeling of being wronged adds fuel to his motivation for the rematch. Meanwhile, Roach is training with fierce determination, trying to prove that his power was responsible for causing Davis's knee injury in their earlier fight. This battle of wills sets the stage for a thrilling and intense encounter where both fighters are eager to express dominance. If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
Lamont Roach throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times, the actual fight itself wasn't that crazy. The crazy thing is what you've never seen before, the knee. But as far as a boxing match, it was, if you look at the copy box, they didn't throw a lot of punches. It wasn't like, it wasn't really a great fight. But as far as the fight itself, the second one can't, because I think Tank is coming for blood. He's not going to pull his punches at all. I don't think he really did the first time, but I'm not sure how well he prepared or how mentally focused he was. I think you're going to get the very best Tank in a rematch, and you may just get an even better Lamont Roach, since Lamont Roach don't have to speculate if he's good enough. He fought Tank. He has more confidence now than he did before, and he felt that he was robbed. So he's going to be on one. I think the rematch is going to be far more exciting.
Davis is driven by a fierce determination to silence critics and reclaim his place at the top of his division. His training regimen is rigorous, stressing a mix of strength, speed, and tactical improvements. Davis knows that every detail counts and is focused on correcting any weaknesses exposed in the first encounter. This relentless preparation shows his commitment to not only win, but do so decisively, showing that he remains an elite athlete ready to adapt and overcome challenges.
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident. Because you gonna go up against a different Tank, like I told y'all in previous videos. He gonna go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he can get you on that button, them lights going off, I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's gonna fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's gonna get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much, you was overconfident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like, I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont, this from the same camp, we from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like got to step back from a situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like, I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got, like, a little bit more in the boxing, thing. Of course, once you with Floyd, you're going to start being flashy and doing backflips.
Roach's method of training for the rematch is characterized by discipline and precision. His first day back in camp signals a renewed focus with a clear goal to emerge more prepared and refined than ever. Recognizing the magnitude of the fight, Roach is sharpening both his physical condition and technical abilities. Every punch, every defensive move, and every round simulated in training aims to elevate his performance. This level of dedication shows he is ready to face Davis with everything he has.
Lamont Roach in training camp, ready for one of the biggest rematches in 2025 against Gervonta Tank Day, one of the biggest faces of boxing. What a movement.
Roach's mindset going into the rematch shows maturity and respect for his opponent. He acknowledges that while the first fight finished without a definitive winner, the margin for error is smaller now. Roach's interviews show his strategic thinking. He is mentally prepared to face any situation inside the ring. This grounded method shows that Roach refuses to rely on past performances or underestimate Davis's abilities. Instead, he treats this as an entirely new challenge requiring intense focus and adaptability.
Matches that you fought? 0. What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's gonna be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
The insight from Keyshawn Davis adds an interesting layer to the story. He views the fight as balanced yet unpredictable, influenced by the champion's shifting emotional state. Keshan suggests that Gervont's enthusiasm for boxing may not be at its peak, possibly impacting his energy and focus in the ring. Meanwhile, Lamont Roach is presented as a tough and skilled competitor whose drive is undiminished. This contrast between a champion possibly losing passion and an underdog with fresh motivation creates compelling tension and drama around the fight.
He shows up with, and no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespectful to Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third? So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Take's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he need to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch. I honestly feel like Tank is losing love for the sport, or he lost the love for the sport, and he's no longer hungry anymore.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yet you got a guy that's just super hungry and never had no attention, now getting all his attention, and now he get around 2 of his attention. Is like, shit, that's kind of hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Tank is still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. And to your point, we were saying, okay, he lost love of the sport.
The rivalry between these two fighters goes beyond a single fight. It has become a pivotal chapter in both their lives. Davis had built a reputation as an almost unbeatable knockout artist. However, Roach's performance challenged that image by showing amazing resilience and strategic thinking. This drew attention to the weaknesses and areas for growth on both sides. Roach, in particular, gained confidence from matching Davis and now comes back with new insights and an enhanced training routine.
Better. But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. I assume he won't on his hair. And it could get greasy. Like, Amanda Serrano was like, yo, that's what fucking put me out of a fight in Puerto Rico. And then we were subjected to her beating the shit out of Stevie Morgan not that long later. So, like, that's kind of what it is. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because of the first fight. And I think you have to give Lamont Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like, these guys fought each other when they were kids. And then Lamont Roach comes into the ring and, listen, regardless, like, Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing, though. Tank is actually super skilled. Like, he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate, but he does have skill. And what he does is he reels in his fighters and he ends up landing big shots on them that end up knocking his opponent out.
The respect Lamont Roach gets among top boxers and commentators underlines his legitimacy as a serious challenger. Shakur Stevenson's praise shows Roach's all-around skill set. His timing and protection make him more than just a hard hitter. Joe Rogan's anticipation of a fierce battle reveals that this fight is more than a routine matchup. It is a high-stakes conflict fueled by personal and professional ambitions. This level of attention and analysis raises the anticipation for a fight expected to be intense and emotionally charged.
Think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight, what do you see the rematch?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Did you think Lamont won the first fight? 154 and fight.
I asked two questions at the same time. I ain't get shit y'all do that.
Do you really want to move up to 154 after this fight and fight kind of thing?
Yo, I kind of said 154. I probably was stretching it. I'm stretching 154, but I'll fight him at 147. 147 me and Conor could get it in. So.
She called Johnny Boy Boxing and fight him. If you beat Zepeda, do you feel that that's the toughest test of your career? And they'll give you the credit if you win?
Who knows? It's a never-ending process,
For Lamont Roach, the upcoming rematch is about establishing his place in boxing history. His attention is on legacy rather than monetary rewards. The chance to beat a renowned fighter like Gervonta Davis would mark a significant milestone in his career, earning respect and recognition on a global scale. This mentality drives Roach's rigorous training and strategic method behind the scenes. Roach's family and training team provide important context about the tension between the fighters. Roach's father explains that Davis initially handled the matchup with caution, acknowledging Roach's capability to threaten his undefeated record. This weariness was not based in fear, but a strategic calculation to avoid underestimating an opponent, who could change the fight dynamic despite these concerns. External pressures from the sports business apparatus ensured the fight went ahead, setting the stage for the memorable match and its eagerly awaited sequel.
In camp, so knowing the coaches, they knowing us, it's both ways. It ain't just our way, coming from both sides. So, but no, was I shocked? No. I think Tank tried to tell y'all. Calvin tried to tell y'all, Burry tried to tell y'all, but they didn't want to hear it. They just so stuck on trying to force Tank to fight who they want him to fight. And it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was made for a great fight. So people need to just sit back and get ready for part two.
It's gonna be epic, man. I can't wait for part two, man. Do you got anything to say to the fans? About part two, about anything that you got going on coming up, social media, anything?
No, I just say get ready, man. Put your seatbelts on, and when this thing happen, man, make sure y'all support. Come to the fight, buy the fight, and be the biggest fan, cheering whoever you're cheering for. No matter, but you're gonna see another great performance by the Reaper, man. The Reaper ain't playing. He got a big bag, like you said, big 2 bag.
What do you think the difference would be, though?
You gonna see the difference. I mean, I believe we want to fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe we want to fight. So you're gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So yeah, they're gonna make for a greater fight.
That's it for today's movie. Stay tuned until next.